everybody. I am thrilled for this chat. We have John Yang from Treez, CEO of Treez, moderated by his good partner, Intrinsic Capital. That is Jerry Stahlecker. I didn't say that.
You did.
I said it right. I'm going to let them take it away. Thanks, gentlemen.
Hey, thanks, Elliot. I'd like to first thank the folks at Benzinga for putting together such an engaging and informative conference. I'm Jerry Stahlecker, a partner at Intrinsic Capital Partners. We run an investment fund that invests in technology and life science companies that support the cannabis supply chain. I'm pleased to introduce you today to John Yang, who is the founder and CEO of Treez. Treez is an intrinsic portfolio company. We led both their Series A and Series B financing rounds, have invested about $18.5 million to date. We're very excited about the enterprise cloud platform that John and his team have put together, which automates the retail supply chain in the cannabis world. John, tell us a little bit more about the company and the mission-critical platform that you've built for dispensaries, distributors, and brands.
Sure. Thank you, Jerry, and thank you for Benzinga for having us. Treez is a software platform that powers retail commerce. So that includes offerings such as point of sale, supply chain management, payments, and data. And our mission here really is to streamline retail and supply chain operations. We started this journey about 5 years ago, headquartered out in Northern California. So retailers, we started with the point of sale. That's what our retailers really leverage as their mission critical backbone engine, right? It helps them with compliance, helps them to conduct sales, manage their inventory. And then we also have an offering through our data and our APIs that allow their supply chain partners, brands, and distributors to tap into their retail partners for better visibility, for better commerce, and really to drive the growth of this industry through our platform.
Great. There are other software companies out there that are looking to service the space. What would you say differentiates Treez the most?
Yeah, a lot actually. So we've been fortunate enough to focus just on core states in the early years of our growth, namely California, where we are headquartered. Today, we're powering over 41% of California and over 20 to 30% in other states that we've focused in. So we're a household name because we've chosen to invest deeply in the breadth and depth of our product offering, right? So in some of these larger states, the nuances that our retailers face is tremendous. Over the first 3 years, a lot of retailers were manually focusing on assortment planning, on reporting compliance, omnichannel sales, handling a lot of cash. And so what we focused on is how do we automate all of those nuances, all of those complexities, and build it within our software, build deeply into our software, not just check the box on a surface level feature or functionality, go in depth in value creation for our retailers. So to allow our retail partners to really focus on growing their business. And once we've achieved that in our point of sale product, what we then focused on is the data and the analytics behind all the sales and all the transactions that our retailers are doing. And that's a further differentiated product for us in our data product. It provides market benchmark, market dynamics and visibility across pricing, across discounting, across different channels of sales. And that's critical in allowing our retail partners to not only grow their operations, understand the market dynamics, but also through the data platform, allow them to connect into their wholesale or their supply chain partners, the brands and the distributors, right? So our data product further differentiates our offering from the starting point of the point of sale. And then also we have the best in class APIs and integration layer. Most of our tier one operators, retailers, what they're using on our APIs is to further extend the capabilities so that they can, for example, build their own online ordering or e-com platform on top of our APIs. This is critical because as a retail chain or retail store matures and as they grow in not only their operations, but as they grow in retail count and across many states, they need that control point of the consumer experience online. And they can do that on our integration and through our APIs. And furthermore, we want to invest deeply into this differentiated open integration platform because we want to bring more mainstream software providers into this space. the likes of Fabric, Panasonic, and others who have deployed very successful at-scale tools in other industries and allow them to tap into the cannabis space through our platform and to allow them to help our operators further grow their businesses.
That's great, John. And you guys have enjoyed tremendous growth, 80+% year-over-year growth in revenue. What is your plan over the next 3 years to continue that growth and continue to expand and execute on your strategy?
Yeah, thank you. We've grown tremendously, but we've just started our growth. We are going to first and foremost expand into every legalized state over the next 3 years, right? Today, we're in 7 states. At the 3-year mark, we want to be powering from a product standpoint every state that's legalized. So that's first and foremost. Another critical investment and focus of ours is in our integrations platform. I mentioned it earlier, but we not only want to further the integrations layer, but also invest in a self-service motion. So it allows our operators to quickly turn on payments, turn on inventory or data sharing, turn on the different integrations that we've made with other partners to allow them to easily grow and grow their businesses. So that's our area of focus. And we haven't focused much on the sales and marketing front, although very modest investments there, but tremendous growth over the last few years. That's an area where we want to focus on going forward as we think about geographic expansion. So sales and marketing is a focus, but also critically our customer support, customer success function. We've invested a lot there. It's gotten us some best-in-class customer satisfaction, and that is a priority for us as we tackle more and more states.
Great. And is direct-to-consumer part of the strategy?
Certainly. Direct-to-consumer is a very interesting and evolving dynamic. It happens very frequently outside of our space, where brands market, target, and sell directly to consumer, and they get shipped to the consumer directly. That's not possible here in this space. It's very, very much restricted. However, Treez is positioned to really facilitate this channel because we are powering so many retailers and delivery operators, of which they're the licensed inventory holder, right? And today we allow our retailers to share their inventory levels with their supply chain partners. So there's inventory visibility there already. And then we also have the APIs that allow brand partners to complete transactions and sales and send them directly to our retailers. So that's already possible within our platform today. And many of our brand partners are working on this direct-to-consumer model through our APIs, through our retail partners to fully enable that experience, because that experience is critical to the growth of this industry. Consumers want choice, consumers want convenience, and a direct-to-consumer model will evolve into that in this space over time. And we want to further invest in our platform to simplify this experience and further enable this experience.
Right. So what do you see the upside as being from here?
Wow, for Treez.
For Treez,
yeah. It's just, as you mentioned, we have a target of 80% year-on-year growth on a revenue standpoint going forward for the next 3 years. We've actually achieved 600% revenue growth over the last 3 years. So it's won us some accolades in the Inc. 5000 and the Fast 100. But the upside is we're very much in the early innings, and there's a lot of upside in front of us. As I mentioned, we have yet to really expand out geographically. We aim to do that, and we aim to be in every state 3 years from now. And that's going to come with a continued revenue growth. And what we're targeting from a TAM perspective, a total addressable market from just the Treez perspective, is a $12 billion TAM split evenly between software and payments.
Great. So you've raised 2 rounds of institutional capital so far, both of which Intrinsic led, and you're poised to complete your Series C financing in the next 60 days. What advice would you have for other entrepreneurs and executives in evaluating potential sources of capital?
Yeah, capital is always good, but capital is not always the same. What we look for, and what I would advise any entrepreneur that's looking for capital is, you want the capital first and foremost, but you want someone that believes in your company, in your vision and mission for this company, right? And be supportive not only with the initial capital, but along for that ride and to whatever that timeline or that exit horizon is like. You want to be in full sync with your investor and investment partners. You want an investor that can help you scale, whether that's tapping into network for the operations side, the strategy side, and potentially in whatever category your company happens to be. For us, it's fintech, it's vertical SaaS, for your investment partner to have some experience or understanding and strategy behind those categories. And I would say that most importantly is how does your investor deal with more rocky times, right? In cannabis, there's a lot of uncertainty, especially in year 1, year 2 of our existence. It continues to evolve as a space, and it continues to evolve in a very rapid pace. Having an investor that can be supportive during the best of times and the worst of times is critical for this journey. And so, having said that, what do you look for? I mean, Intrinsic obviously checks all those boxes for us. What do you look for in a company?
Right. It's a good question. I think for us, there's 4 primary things we look for. Number 1 is within the vertical of the industry, what is the total addressable market? Is there a large potential for that vertical in and of itself? Number 2 is there any dominant player in that vertical yet? If there is, then, unless you're investing in that dominant player. So, we like fragmented markets where a dominant player has yet to emerge. Third is we're looking for a company that we believe has the platform to become the dominant player there, that with the right capital and the right operational support, we can help build that company into an industry leader within its vertical. And finally, it's important with that vertical and looking at eventually, if you assume that upon legalization that you're going to have traditional strategic companies, in this case, software companies that would look to move into the cannabis market, is it a vertical in which those traditional companies are more likely to be buyers, which is obviously what we want, versus someone who's going to come in and displace the existing players? And for us, Treez checked all those boxes. So overall, John, what's your outlook for the cannabis industry itself?
As I said earlier, we're very much in the early innings, but the future is very bright out there. I mean, there's estimates out there that this will become a $100 billion industry. It's going to surpass the likes of the wine industry. We fully believe in that. The numbers make sense. There's 71% of Americans are living within reach of medical cannabis and 46% within recreational. And that's what we're seeing from a state-to-state perspective, right? More states are opening up, more licensing is opening up within every state, more states are converting from medical to recreational. So we think that federal legalization is inevitable.
Right.
We actually look forward to more normalization to occur at the federal level, such as payments, before full-on legalization happens. If we fully aim to be that platform that is supporting all the players in this game as we're going at this game to win it together.
Agreed. It's an exciting time for companies like Treez and for investors. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. And thank you to Benzinga again.
Thank you.
All right. Let's give it up to him. Thank you all so much. John Yang from Treez, Jerry from Intrinsic. Awesome companies. Great discussion.